Good afternoon, everyone. This is 𝗘𝗚𝗃, CEO and founder of 𝗘𝗚𝗃 Educations. Welcome to another podcast with me. And in today's podcast, I have here with me Arshdeep, who is one of our students from our job coaching program. And I think just 20 minutes ago, well, he just gave us a very good news. So that's why I thought to bring him in today to share with you his journey with our job coaching program. How did it help him? And more importantly, to inspire you guys so that you guys can go out there and achieve the same result as him. So for those who do not know much about you, Arshdeep, in about 5 to 6 sentences, can you quickly introduce yourself?
Yep. So I am a professional mechanical engineer and designer with 6 years of experience in steel fabrication, automation, agricultural advancements, product development and design, mining, and automation technology. I have done my master's from Deakin University from 𝗏 and I have done my bachelor's from India, and that is in mechanical engineering and design. In terms of my technical skills, I can say that I am competent in my designing skills, in terms of SolidWorks, in terms of doing my project management.
Arshdeep, this is not an interview, man.
Yeah, I know that. I was just thinking why am I talking like an interview guy?
Exactly. Now that's fine. That's awesome. That's very good.
It's actually, guys, that just shows you inscribed in me. It just is because I used to take like hundreds of calls per day, like literally hundreds of cold calls. So it's like actually inscribed in my tongue. Trust me.
You don't even have to think anymore, isn't it? It just popped up like this naturally.
Yep, that's true.
Okay, good. Now let's walk us back a little bit, actually, before we go in further into the interview. I mean, into the podcast. I wouldn't use the word interview because I think you have enough interviews. So let's say the word podcast. Okay.
Yep.
So when did you come to Australia?
So I came to Australia 2018 November.
2018. Got you.
Yep.
So when you first came here, do you still remember what was the first job that you did? Like, what was the first work you were
that was
doing?
The most hilarious of all jobs, a car wash.
Nah, that's we all go there. That's what I'm trying to say. So that and I guess you worked there for a while, or you worked there for quite some time?
Yeah, I worked there for like 2.5 months before I blew up my head.
Okay. Now, obviously, as an international student, you know it too well. It is not easy at all to find a professional job. And for you, when did you start to realize that it is actually quite challenging to land a good role in Australia?
Yeah, so I learned this thing when I was studying. I was in my final year. I was doing some I was trying to get an internship, but I had seen this thing. Some of my Aussie friends were able to grab hold onto internship, really good ones, like in really good companies. Like there was one APA group. There's some other AGL. So they actually provided internships to really good people. But in terms when I used to apply, there was always this thing like, which visa are you on? Or are you things like this, which was connected with my visa conditions or the fact that I'm an immigrant. So that was the point where I realized, like, if I want to have, it will be a challenge for me to get to a point where I can actually have a professional job or internship or anything like over here. It was a very hard time.
Yeah, and I think the viewers watching this, I think they feel the pain as well, of being an international student. It seems like for the local, it's quite easy for them, but for us as an international migrant, there's always some extra challenges. So for you at that time, what do you think was some of the biggest challenges you had when you first came to Australia and tried to look for a job? Like, what was some of the biggest difficulties you had or challenges you had?
So the biggest difficulty was language barrier, which I can say. in the first place, because obviously Aussie has a different accent than what English we speak in the normal terms. The biggest challenge, another one which I faced around, was to be an immigrant in itself was a challenge, because every time we get rejected. There even simple jobs. We are going there. They're asking for visa on the first condition, and we are showing them, and that was like a really, really bad time. And that's why I have to end up getting a car wash job. So but that was a job I literally hate the most. But I was having some friends, so from that connection I was able to get a McDonald's. But still, obviously that was a good start. But being an engineer, I always have this thingy that ticks on me that says that, okay, I want to be an engineer. I am an engineer. I study so much. My father spent so much money on me, and my family has so much things kept on me, like their son will do something. So being an engineer, that was the main point which I want to achieve. But seeing from my perspective point of view, just getting a small job in McDonald's at that time, I'm talking about 2019, was so hard. So I was just getting a simple job as that is so hard. So how hard could it be to get a real job, like a real professional white collar job? And I have actually experienced that one. I was jobless. I was going through literally distress. All of my friends, they were having some good Aussie connections. I don't know how to approach to a job, seek, Indeed, LinkedIn. That's all people says, and that's all people follow.
Yes, and we'll talk more about that. Why is such a very wrong information that you guys have been, I would say, brainwashed in a way to think that Seek, LinkedIn, Indeed is the only place to go and get a good job. But obviously, once you join our program, we actually expand your scope significantly. So great. Now tell us about, so I guess you've been trying to apply, and you also get refused quite good numbers of jobs. Is that fair to say? You've been applying.
Yep.
And how many refusal or how many rejection do you think along the way have you received from the employer?
Okay. Well, if I say direct and indirect, so direct are the ones in which I got an email or got a reply. They say you're good, but not suitable enough for us. And indirect are the ones I never get replied back. So I definitely know I am refused. They didn't contacted me because I'm refused. So if I say at this point, I can say at least 450, 500. That's for sure.
Oh, wow.
Because
so in the neighborhood of 400 plus, 450.
Yes. Yeah, because I have been applying jobs since my final year when I was in final year of my work on my student visa. I've been trying to find jobs since then, every day and night. Seek, link, Indeed. Just going through the things. But every time either the COVID hits or hey, which visa you are on? Oh, come on, man. Or hey, so are you an Australian permanent resident or are you an Australian citizen?
Yes.
No, I'm not. So that was a barrier. That was like a cage that was actually enclosing me.
Wow. So I guess how does that make you feel when you keep hearing no's? Do you feel disappointed? You feel upset, or how does that make you feel?
Well, disappointed, upset is just one point. I was really getting a feeling I should smash those interviews head in the brick or something with something. Just because I'm an Indian, that doesn't mean that you have to check my visa. You have to check my work standards. I can get that work done, which even a normal Australian person can't do. I have the skills for that.
Yes.
I have the technical skills. I have the professional soft skills or anything. I know how to talk. I know how to chat. I know how to do the design. This is what I bring with myself. But they were only caring about my visa status or that I'm an immigrant, or the fact that I'm not an Australian citizen or a resident.
Wow. Yes. I think you raised such a great point, Arshdeep, because I think as an immigrant, we kind of get overlooked by just our visa status, and they forgot that what we can bring to the table. And in your case, you are such a talented and competent engineer. It's just happened that your visa is not in your favor, but that shouldn't stop them from hiring you, and obviously you proved that eventually. Good. So because I'm asking that because a lot of the viewers, they for sure face similar situation, and I know people who got refused so much they even give up on just trying. They don't even feel like trying anymore. But for you, you're still trying. So what kept you going? Like because I see people nowadays, a lot of them, they just, I'm okay with driving taxi. They kind of give up already. What kept you going?
So yeah, first of all, my parents, that's one of the biggest thing. You know, like I always have this thing, my father invested so much in me. You know, studying in Australia, this is really expensive. And I want to, like, you know, the amount of money I invested in, I need to get it back. That's one of the biggest thing. Okay. I always have these relatives around me saying to me, like, you can't get a professional job, or, you know, like taxi or doing Uber, or maybe working as a McDonald's, or maybe even like just working in a restaurant or something, you know, as a management stuff, that like, this is the only career that you can look in Australia, nothing more than that. And I always used to wonder, okay, if that's the only career, then how come those people are engineers over there? Like I literally see people engineers. So I was always used to wonder, how is that? My sister always supported me. I have to say a really big thanks to my sister. She was during that days, she was in India, and she was like, whenever I come to Australia, I want to see my brother as an engineer. So I was like,
nice. Nice, and definitely that inspired you and that kept you going, isn't it?
Yeah. And yeah, you also, I have to say your name as well, because your classes, you're always pushing on me, calling me, texting me, doing a follow-up. Hey, did you follow up on that? Yes, I have to do the follow-up. I mean, have to do the follow-up.
Yeah,
there's no over here. I have to do that.
Okay, now let's talk about the program now. So how do you get to know me in the beginning, actually? Like, how do you get to know about this program and about us?
So this thing happens when I got a refusal of a job, and I was literally very, very distressed. I was literally like sitting like a dead man on a chair. And one of my housemates, his name is Aman, he saw me. He was unable to figure out whether it's Arshdeep or a dead guy. And so he came to me. He was like, hey, man, you look like all negatives and vibes. And I was like, yeah, obviously, if you're facing constant, like one day, one job refusal, one thing, one day, 7 job refusal constantly coming, that's something different. So yeah, I was going through a lot of pain because I don't have any professional job. I was doing Uber. Carbon Revolution rejected me, like even a simple job I was unable to find. So I was very, very distressed. My visa condition is again and again popping up on top of my head. And then when Aman approached me and he said like, hey man, I know somebody, Leo Lee. So he's actually known for his classes and he has helped a lot of my friends. And I think so he's the guy you need to know. So I was like, okay, I've done almost everything. Okay, I've done what I can do. Let's just go for this one. That's when he approached you, and that's when we get to know on LinkedIn, and that's how I learned more about this program.
Ah, nice. He's a good friend. You should thank him for
I am thanking him. I'm taking out for dinner. Trust me.
Good friend. That's a good friend. Awesome. So now, obviously, if we talk about what you have learned from this program, I would say there are probably too many things you have learned. But if we can put them into top 3 biggest takeaways for you that really changed everything, what would be the top 3 takeaways you got from our job coaching program?
So first of all, the biggest thing, cold call methods. This, like this method, I can say it really works. Like if anybody is hearing this thing, I can say them, cold call method, Leo Lee's method, it really works. Trust me, it works. And people will call back to you and they will say they're interested in you. Doesn't matter which condition you are in. Secondly, what I learned is never give up. No. Okay, we came to Australia, we are more educated. Okay, we have already gone through a lot. Just go through a bit more lot and just, you will get your success. Just don't give up. Thirdly, which I can say is always be on your toes and always follow up what you're doing. That's for sure. Always follow up. Like 7 methods. If you taught 7 methods of follow up, try all 7 methods. And trust me, I did at least 6. I didn't try the 7th. The 7th one is the parcel thingy, but because I used to go to the employer, I used to do walk-ins. I go there, I give them gifts on hand. I was like, hey, here you go. So that was actually a very impressive thing. That's one of the reasons why I can say that I got this job right now.
Yeah, well, you have to elaborate more on that later, but I like your takeaways. Now let's talk about the cold call, because I think for many listeners is a very new concept to cold call the employers. Like, do you know this, that you can actually call and have a proper conversation with the employer before this program?
No, seriously, I have no idea. Like, I tried, but I don't know how to speak. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to pass through that gatekeeper. We have to approach the HR. I have no idea. I have tried like calling. If I see a job, I used to call them. I used to have a chat with them, but I always end up with the receptionist rather than with the main person, and my things just lost away. So yeah, I used to think like they know about me, but no, they don't know who am I. They never seen my resumes. So this cold call was the reason why I was able to break that barrier and actually enter through the main room where I can meet with real people, the directors, the operation managers, or the engineering managers who are actually the one who will hire me. So that's one of the biggest thing.
Nice. And how about the scripts I give you? Do you think the scripts help you a lot to know what to say?
That is like the most brilliant thing I can ever see in my whole life. Like, I literally don't have to learn anything. The script is there, just read it twice and just, do a bit of manipulation as per to the requirements. So, like just change a few of the words and that's all. You are all set. Use the magic questions. I just remember one more thing. 90% of the jobs does not advertise. They are all in the black, like in the dark web or like in the dark spaces. They are there, no competition. This is how I got this job. There was no competition. I was the only guy.
Nice. I would exactly. So guys, if you guys watching this is what Arshdeep have said. It really is the core of what we teach. So the first thing I teach Arshdeep when he in our program is I tell him 90% of the jobs are not advertised, never advertised. And if you guys know this, you have an advantage because before Arshdeep came to me, as he said, he applied for quite a few numbers of jobs. Those jobs are in the 10%. And the problem with those 10% is very competitive. Do you agree? Actually, it's very competitive in those 10%. And so the way we as a migrant can make a difference is to think differently and try to target this what I call hidden jobs. So that's why he got the role, which is well done. Now, tell us about the follow-up. I like how you said just now. Do you think follow-up is important to getting a good professional job?
It is very, very important. My previously before I met Leo, I never, I do the follow-up, but not that seriously. Trust me. Like, okay, I just used to call them or maybe just send them a text message. That's all. Nothing more than that. And trust me, text message never reaches them. I've seen this one because the number on which I'm sending, that's not the number which I should be sending on. Or I was the always call end up with the receptionist, not with HR. So follow-up, 7 methods. Okay, you don't have just one. You have 7 methods of follow-up. And trust me, Leo is going to help you out in one of the methods. He is going to call you for you. Who's going to do that? So yeah, that follow-up thingy, it was really, because if when we do constant follow-up, I've seen this thing that one name keep on like banging on their head. Oh, hey, Arshdeep, call me. Arshdeep, I know this name. This guy, he came in. I saw him. He has there's a face to the name. He might be interested. Let's just see what's so special about this guy. That was something that was pushing me in the front.
Yes.
Follow-ups was done, every day doing the calls. Hey, have you got my resume? Is everything okay? Let me know if you want anything else. Every day, although sometimes you might feel a bit embarrassed. You might feel like you might get angry. Don't give up, because there's just one. We have hundreds. Not everybody is going to get angry. We just need one job. That's all. That one job is equal to all of the other jobs. Trust me.
Exactly. It's worth it, right? It's worth it.
It is.
So for those who are curious, actually, about how do you get this role? Can you walk us through what do you do, like step by step? How do you get this upcoming mechanical engineer role? Like, what do you do?
So this role is in Bayswater. It's a mechanical engineer and designer role. So this company, so I am a bit not comfortable that much of enclosing it.
Yeah, of course. Not telling the name. Of course not. No.
So I was just going through the LinkedIn. I was doing the map thingy that you taught me. We have to look for like more populated areas, and then we look for the companies in this one. This company just pop up, and I was seeing that they're expanding because they were showing a huge network of how they are now currently working in Sydney, and now they are actually looking for projects in Africa and this and that. It actually hit me on my head. It was like, okay, they are looking for something. There was this role I remember I saw a senior position, but then I remember you say, even if it is a senior position, no, go for it. Ask them whether they have a junior position. So I called them. I called the receptionist. I remember her name was Cleo. She picked up my call. I talked to her, used the cold call method. I actually talked to the director, the main founder of the company.
Wow.
So I got his email address. I sent him. So I didn't get any response for the 6 days. I did for constant follow-ups. On my 6th or 7th follow-up, that was the time when I actually got a call back from Matt. He was the guy responsible for this everything operation. And he says, like, we are actually looking for senior guy. And I told him, like, I might not be suitable for a senior guy, but how about a junior role, any junior position, or any like maybe any junior position anywhere? So they were like, as a matter of fact, they were thinking of having somebody in the junior roles, but they haven't published or advertised anything like that because they don't know yet. So they were a bit curious. So they say like, okay, let us have a chat. I got an interview with the director himself. I went to for the interview. I had a chat with him about the gifts, sweets, a gift card. So he was like, wow, I have never got this kind of welcoming. So I was like, yeah, thank you. It's a token of appreciation from my side. So yeah, I used the address, which was in Melbourne, which was near to the place, because I can't tell where I'm actually living. That might reduce my chances of getting this job.
Yes.
So I just told him like I live with my sister in somewhere in Melbourne. So yeah, he was okay with that. And then when I had a chat with him, he was like, okay, are you on some kind of visa? Same question comes in, but now this time I'm prepared. I know how to tackle with this. I use the technique. I tackle with it very easily. I got it out. So then he was like, I like to see your skills. I showed him my skills. I did a test for 1 hour. He was very impressed. Then I asked him like whether he would love for me to work on a trial-based purposes for him. And he actually said yes. He said, yeah, why not? How about 2 days? And I said, yeah, okay, you don't have to pay me anything. I'll just work for you 2 days. You have a look at my work. And if you're okay with me, we will look forward for proceeding my documents. If not, I'll just walk away. That's all I said. He was like, no, I will pay you because you will be working for me. He actually paid me $600 for 2 days.
Nice. Okay.
So I went there. I did my best. I know my skills. I know where I stand. I did my best. I showed him what I can do. He was very impressed. And that night, like just last night, I got a message from saying, I saw your work. Would you be happy to be a part of my team? And I was like, I literally didn't sleep the whole night. I slept at 8 o'clock. I wake up at 11 o'clock seeing his message. And from 11 p.m. till now, I didn't sleep. I'm working on all of this stuff. We signed in a deal. I just got a text message. He was like, I'm very interested to have you in my team because you have skills I've seen nowhere else. This is what I believe. Like, okay, we bring skills. Don't look at a visa condition, man. Come on. And yeah, Leo helped me out in this one because we actually managed to bypass all of these obstacles like, hey, your visa is this or that. Trust me, nobody cares about this thing if you have skills over there. If you can manage to show them you can actually work with them, yes, they will be happy. Your soft skills are much more important. I show them that I'm curious to learn. They were very impressed with that. I showed them like I can do the designing work. I have the experience for that. And they were like, oh, very nice. You can do this design. I'm happy with that. I showed them I can communicate with the clients, the third parties. They were very happy with that. I can do the written and verbal communication the best way possible, which I believe even an Australian guy can't do in a proper way. Like he might just say, yeah, mate, how are you? Yeah. So
oh my God, awesome. So now what goes back a little bit, so because you talk about the interview part as well. So tell everyone, like, do we prepare you well for the interview, and how does that help you in the interview and impress the employer?
Yep. So I got I have no idea how many pages document it was for the interview. I literally learned every aspect, like what kind of common questions they're going to ask me. The pitch is very important because the first question is always the pitch. Tell us about yourself. The pitch is your answer. The pitch. I don't know, before this class, I don't know what pitch is. Whenever somebody asked me, tell us about yourself, I used to tell them the whole Ramayana of my life. Like, hey, I'm this, I did this in this company, I did this in this company. No, it doesn't work like that way. Pitch is much more important. Just give 5 to 6 sentences and that's done. That's what gives a brief introduction. We will tell them what we are in the resume. It's written over there. They can have a look at that. But yeah, pitch is important. And then comes the other questions like, okay, tell us about this experience we saw in your resume. We are well prepared for that. We know how to speak with them, like how we should dress up. Dress up should be always good because it makes us more confident. If you're going in the flip flop, you might not feel that confident.
Yes.
So yeah, this.
How about the question that I prepare you, like how to ask the question in the end? Do you remember those questions? Was that useful when they asked you when you asked?
Yeah, that's so. In the end, I always ask like, please rate my resume. How can I increase my my performance rate? So if you are satisfied with my work, how quickly can we work? And all of these questions. And these kind of questions that really help me out because I actually learn about their mentality, what they're actually looking at. Because they answer me like, okay, when I told them about my resume, they say, I can give you 8. So I asked them, why the 2 marks? Where are the 2 marks? They said, we haven't seen you work yet. So that's when it hit me. Okay, I would love to work with you for 2 days probation period. If you're happy with it, that too, it came out from 2 days. So I was just like, okay, I can work with you for 2 days probation period. You can look at my skills and then you can give me 10 out of 10. They give me 10 right now. So yeah, these end questions were really helpful because they help me out in learning their mentality, how quickly they want the engineer and what kind of skills they're looking at. Like any particular skills they are looking, this is SolidWorks. I showed them my skills. I say, hey, you go, this is my template. This is my portfolio. I made the portfolio exactly like you showed me. That was a very, very good idea because portfolio always helps. If you have some work and experience, India, doesn't matter. Bring it back. It works.
Very well done. And then probably last 2 questions. How about the gift? Tell them, what was the gift thing? Was it a great idea and does it help during the interview?
Yeah. So like before the start of the interview, I gave a gift card to Matt, the director. I gave the gift card to Luke, who was the engineering manager. I even gave the gift card to, I was having 2-3 gift cards. I always keep it in my pocket. So I given one to the receptionist, and there was one who was I think she was in terms of business something. So I even gave her, like, she was like, why are you giving it to me? I say, it's just a token of appreciation of thanks that you have accepted me to see. So that's something I like I just said, like in my culture is good. And in the end, I just give them, like from the Coles, I got Indian sweets. So I just gave them that. And they were like really, really happy. They were like, wow, this is the first time we are going to have some Indian things like around here. It's never shown anything. So yeah, I think they really helped me out because they actually made them really comfortable around me. That's what I feel like.
It changed the dynamic of the conversation.
Yeah, because now it's obviously this interview going on, but now the mentality have changed a bit. So that's what I was looking at. Because soft mentality, I can pass through it. A little bit hard mentality might be a bit hard to pass through it. Yeah, gift work.
Okay, so probably last questions here, Arshdeep, is for those who's watching this right now and they are considering to join our job coaching program, and would you recommend them to join our program? And if yes, why do you think this is such a great investment for themselves?
Well, if they haven't joined this job program, I say they're wasting their time right now, for sure. Just join it. Don't think about the money. Money will come back. Professional job is the first one. Yes, I do recommend this job program because it is very, very useful. You know, I always see people, I always see maybe an Aussie, or I see even some of my own Indian friends, they're getting good jobs. I don't know how they get, I don't know whether they are from this program or their luck is very good. I have no idea. They get jobs and we are just sitting in a cab saying that, oh, it's time to do the Uber or it's time to go to McDonald's. No, okay, it's good to do the work. I'm not saying it's bad, but our parents have spent so much money. We have spent so much time, money, investments in ourselves to get ourselves to this level. We have studied so hard. We can be in a much more better position than what we are in right now. With the help of 𝗬𝗠, I understand the basic, not just basic, I can say a really advanced form on how to deal with problems, how to do the cold calls, how to approach a person, how to talk to them, how to walk with them. I learn about that, how to dress up, how to impress them, how we can show them that what we are. Because there's normally just sending your resume might not work. Do a walk-in, go there, tell them who you are. They will remember your name. Okay, there's so much things I can't, like, if I start telling them, it's gonna be 12 hours or maybe more than that.
Exactly, because I know you
so much.
You learn so much. I can see that.
Because
and how do you feel that? How do you feel that I keep supporting you? Do you think my support and Aaron's support has been good throughout?
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know like what other people think, because if anybody thinks like, hey, he's a bit rude. No, he's not rude. He's just working for your betterment. Okay. Because I remember this thing, because when we were small, our parents push us to do our best, and we did our best. We were in schools, we wake up on time, we were slept on time, we were studying on time, because that's where our parents were. Now we don't have the parents, that's why we become lazy. We are sleeping, we are sitting down, we are giving up on our dreams. We don't have a mentor on top of our head. Now we have a mentor. He's pushing us. Trust me, every time I finish my job at 12 o'clock, I used to go there. I come back home. I used to get 10 messages from Leo, follow-up calls and this and that. And I was like, fuck food. I need to first focus on my work right now. And every time, like, because I know all the offices closes at 5 p.m., I have to make sure like this much amount of work, like this much amount of cold calls, job application should be done before that on hand. So this was every day, like pushing myself beyond the limit. I got a lot of bad days because obviously not every time we will meet good people, but 𝗬𝗠 always supported. He helped us out. He told us like, he's just one guy. There are 100 more who will be really good to you. Just go for those. Forget about him. Approach next. Just go there. One will definitely. I got 2 jobs.
Oh yeah! Oh, wow! So okay, 2 jobs. Nice. Now you guys talking.
I remember I got 2 jobs, and this is now all on my hand. Whichever one I want to choose right now.
Oh my God! I'm so happy, Arshdeep. I really appreciate your feedback, and obviously your success says everything. And I hope that that you will continue to improve. And I know this is just the beginning. And I know from here on, you're gonna fly like an eagle, man. You're gonna fly so high, okay, and you're gonna do so well. But please help me to share my words to your friends and to your community, so that we can help more people. Because
definitely,
it's just upsetting to me to see a lot of people like they stuck with 7-Eleven, you know, Coles and Woolies, even though they are very, very talented people. And it's all because of some misinformation. And you know that how important it is to get good and right information, and how it has helped you. So please help me to share those information to your friends. Tell them to come to us for help. But we hope we stay in touch. Okay, Arshdeep?
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually looking forward for my sisters and my brothers to actually join this program.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Okay, thanks for your time today. Okay, you take care. Bye-bye. We'll stay in touch. Bye-bye.
Bye.